Hey guys, Chad here with the Soccer Mom Off-Road channel, and I am on a quick overnight solo camp trip, but I am racing sunset. I got a late start. I have about 30 minutes left to sundown, and I wanted to explore and find a campsite, but it looks like I may be looking for a campsite in the dark, so we're going to push as fast as we can and see what we can find before I lose all daylight. The little track I'm on right now really feels like it was an old railroad. I don't know what else to call it. I guess I should learn the terminology, but this is actually owned by a lumber company. The land I'm on right now is owned by a lumber company called, I think it's called Sierra Fruit Growers, or Fruit Growers Association, or anyhow. They bought up a lot of Forest Service land back in the late 1800s, and they bought this area because they were a fruit growing company, but they bought timberland because it was much cheaper for them to harvest their own lumber and make their own wooden boxes for their fruit that they would then put in these boxes and ship all over the place. And so they ended up buying a bunch of timberland in the West to make their boxes, and they still own, I don't know if Fruit Growers is still growing fruit, but they're actually a lumber company. They own land all over here in this area of California. And some of these roads, the way they're cut, they're really narrow, or you'll see rocks stacked up to fill in low places, are telltale signs that this was an old railway track. One of the narrow, there's like two sizes of track, narrow and wide. The wider ones would have been the bigger trains and bigger locomotives and whatnot, but they had smaller ones that they would put lumber on, and they would run these through the forests. And I really feel like I'm on one of them. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I see old railway ties along the side of the road. I'm actually looking for them, and I just think it's fascinating. They ripped up all the track at some point, and now it's just a little two-track through the forest. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when you don't bring a saw. All right, guys, this is going to be home for the night. It's not a glorious campsite, but it's not that bad either. And there's some mosquitoes out. They're pretty small. But I really love this view that's behind me. And I think that this will do nice for the night. We're going to get the thermocells going and get some dinner started, and then sit back. And then tomorrow we'll poke around and see if we can't find some campsites for the future. All right, guys, tonight dinner is super simple. This is not a mystery food, but we're gonna cook it exactly the same way. I've got some frozen chicken enchiladas here. We're gonna put some water in this, heat it up to boiling, pop this guy in here, let it cook for about 15 minutes, and then dinner will be served. In the meantime, I can do other things around camp. I'm gonna set up my gas fire pit, get my chair set up, just relax a little bit. So I love simple dinners like this. All right, we've got boiling water. So we're just gonna put this in and let it cook. And when we're done, nice hot enchiladas. All right, it's been 15 minutes. Let's see how we did. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Oh, I love cooking this way. I don't even know if you can call this cooking, but it's just so easy, especially especially when I'm rolling into camp so late. You know, these quick 21, 22-hour trips, I don't want to burn a lot of time cooking, but I still want to eat good. And this way accomplishes both. You know, another benefit to cooking this way, or to heating up your food this way, if you prefer that to cooking, is that I've got all this hot water now to do some dishes. And it's cooled a little bit, so I should be able to handle it with my hands without burning myself. All right, dishes are done. And I actually have a little bit of water, a decent amount of water left. I might do a little sponge bath. I'm not going to video that, but that might be a delightful close to the night. I got to tell you guys, it has turned out to be a really nice night. As I was headed up here, the sky was overcast. There was a lot of thunderheads, and the weather was questionable, the weather forecast. But the clouds have cleared, and I've got a clear, beautiful starry sky to just gaze at. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, guys, I'm all tucked into bed here in the GX. And as wouldn't be soccer mom off-road if I didn't forget something. And this time I forgot my pillow. So I just stuffed a bunch of clothes in my sweatshirt and rolled it up. And that'll be my pillow for the night. Not the end of the world, but it's probably about 11:20. So we'll hit the hay. We'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. Time to get up and get moving. Now that is a pretty picture. All right, guys, this morning, a nice simple breakfast. We're gonna do a parfait, some bacon, and coffee. Keep it nice and simple. Should be good. You know what? That bacon did not smell too good. So we're gonna pass on that. Been sitting in the fridge for a little bit, thought I just needed to use it. I don't need to use it that bad. All right, guys, it is 9:01. I'd like to be out of here by 9:15. Let's see if we can do it. That's it, we're done. 9:14. 14 minutes. No, 13 minutes. That's perfect. All right. The road I came in on is over here, but on the map it shows a little road poking along this way. So I'm going to jump in and see if we can find that little road and take it out to the main road so we can get exploring. All right, I know it doesn't look like much, but all this stuff here, there's a piece here just sneaking out of the grass, and here, right here. Here are several here. These are old railway ties. And there's a piece right there, more over there. And all these roads out here in this part of the forest, or at least a lot of them, were old railways. And like I said yesterday, they were transporting lumber and ore and all kinds of other stuff out here. See this ditch here on the side of the road? You can see that the road's up here and then it drops down. There are really pronounced ditches all along this road. That's because in low spots, these old railway companies and logging companies would come and they would dig along the side of the road and they would build it up and they would fill in low spots. They would also cut through spots like this up here. They'll cut through because rail needs to be level. Here's a great example of these ditches I was talking about. But this is the road up here. And there's this giant ditch. It runs all the way along here so they could build up this road to be nice and level for rail. Just as more proof, we've got more railway ties all in this ditch. And the only reason I bring it up is that a lot of times we're out here in the forest and we have no idea what we're driving on, right? We're just driving on dirt roads. We don't care where they came from, or we assume maybe the Forest Service made them, but there's a lot of history out here in our forests that goes back 100, 120 years. And you're driving through all of this old history, things that happened out here 120 years ago, and have no idea what you're driving on. You're just driving through the forest, and that's enough, you know, to enjoy the forest for what it is. But I'm just fascinated that 120 years ago, 100 years ago, there was activity here, and there were guys building track, and there was rail coming through, and trains coming through here, and carts, and all kinds of activity here. And I'm just part of it. All right, I want to show you guys what I'm up to today. I'm not out looking for history or even, I guess I'm generally exploring, but I'm out here specifically campsite hunting. And no, that doesn't mean I'm hunting in a campsite or from a campsite. I'm hunting for campsites. I see a lot of question on overland forums on Facebook. Hey, where should I go camping in this area? Hey, anybody know a great place to camp near this area? And some people are really helpful. I'm not one of them. Because I really feel like you should go out and find your own campsites. And so I wanted to show you what I'm up to today. Today is just about scouting new campsites in an area. To me, finding new campsites is like treasure hunting. I love finding really great campsites. And it doesn't matter if it's an actual campsite where somebody has camped before, where there's a little old stone fire ring and I can tell that people have been in this place before, or if it's just a spot off, maybe off a road in a clearing under some trees with a great view that nobody's ever camped before. That's the kind of places that I'm looking for. And so I'll find them and I'll mark them on my map, and then I just save them. And when I'm at home thinking, okay, I've got a trip coming up, where do I want to go? I'll look through the campsites that I found in the past and I'll pick one and I'll go there. So let me show you what I'm looking for on my map. All right, so in my portion of the National Forest, these white spots here in the map that in some places may indicate dirt or other types of terrain, in this portion of the National Forest, these are actually grassy flats. And I've told you guys before, they're some of my favorite things. So I'm right here, and you can see this little line here is where I've been before. And I've been looking at this little spot right in here on the map, thinking, you know what, I want to go in there and check that out. And so what I like to do is I like to find these little white spots, which indicate prairie, grassy little flats that are surrounded by trees. And I like to find roads that poke along just along the outside edge, as you can see here. And what I'll do is I'll just drive along and look for either old campsites or spots that could become a campsite for me. And that's what I do a lot as I sit at home and I'm like, okay, I'm going to scout this area and I want to check this area out. And so today, this area and then maybe this little guy, this indicates an old burn, that dark. But I'm going to cruise around here and come to this. This is Little Antelope Valley. And I'm going to come in there and scout these two places today. All right, so on the map, am no longer on a road, but there's clearly a road here of sorts. There was a road here at one time. And honestly, I've seen signs on trees about timber sales going on. And I see markings all over, which means somebody's been in here recently, either on foot or on a side-by-side or a Jeep or a truck, something. And they've been through here. So you never know what's going to happen when you drive down a road, even when on the map there is no road. Who knows where this goes? I can't wait to find out. It may go nowhere, but it may go somewhere. All right, guys, this is a great example of just poking around and then you find a real cool gem. And I thought it was going to be a bust today. I thought we weren't going to find anything. I wasn't finding a lot of great ways to get down to these grassy flats, but one of these roads worked out. We found a cool spot. Really big old stone fire ring. Of course, with trash in it that we will clean up here, and some great views of this little flat, this little prairie here. This is an old cow camp, I would think. All right, guys, I wanted to show you this old well. If you've seen my SUV van camping video with my dad, we explored a flat prairie like this that had a well like this, except it also had a windmill attached. And this would have had a windmill at one point. Looks like it's been torn down, but it had a windmill which would have pumped water into this tank, and then it came over here and filled this trough up. And you can see the pipe coming in here right there. And this was how they kept their cows watered without any power. There's a nice breeze blowing here. There was probably always enough wind to fill this tank, and as long as this tank is higher than this trough, it can gravity feed into here. So pretty cool. I really love just driving around the forest. I wish I had so much more time. I would check out every single road. Poke down every little trail and just see what there is to see. I just love it up here. Even if I didn't find this spot, which I will definitely, I'm going to mark it on the map. I'll take some pictures and then upload those to this waypoint so that if I'm looking for something, I can click on that waypoint. It'll show me pictures and it'll remind me, oh yeah, this was the spot that looked like, you know, this or whatever. And but even if I didn't find this spot, just driving around the forest, totally worth it. It's not a loss to not find what you're looking for, whether you're looking for history, geology, you know, if you're a rock hound, whether you're looking for campsites or campsite hunting or whatever, just being out here is a win in and of itself. So just drive up into the forest, and if all else fails, you can literally camp in a turnout alongside a road, or you can find a dead-end spur, a road that just goes nowhere, and camp at the end of it. Finding a campsite shouldn't be an issue, but get out and explore and find your own treasures, mark them on your map, and then return to those. Bring your friends, people that you trust that aren't going to trash the place, and enjoy. Man, this is so beautiful. All right, guys, that's a wrap. We're all aired up and ready to hit the road back home. It's been a great trip. I'm really thankful you guys stuck around this long to go along with me. Kind of uneventful. Not really any hard trails, and a couple campsites. Nothing crazy. There are a lot of clouds coming in, but no crazy thunderstorms. But it's just great to be up here. Great to be up in the woods. Great to be up in the backcountry. Quiet, by yourself. And I don't know, it just rejuvenates the soul. So until next time, we'll see you again on the trail and adventure on.